You've been working on this story for a long time, and now all you want to do is gather all the pages together and have a huge bonfire in the backyard. Or maybe you just got started and you just hate where it's going. You thought this was a good idea, but now you're hating your writing. In this video, I want to help you get past this awful feeling so you can get back to loving your writing again. First, let's talk about the 2 times that it's perfectly normal to feel like you hate your writing. One of those times is when you're a fairly new writer. So if you're still what I call a new writer or, quote, inexperienced writer, you've only been doing this for a few years, totally normal to hate your writing. The other time when it's normal is when you're a more experienced writer. You've been doing this for a long time, you've published several books, but now you're in the middle of a particular story and it's driving you crazy. This one is just harder than any others that you've done up till now. Things aren't working and you hate it and you want to throw it away. Depending on which one of these writers you are, will determine how you go about fixing this problem. If you don't currently have at least 2 novel manuscripts under your belt, and you're in this place where you hate your writing, this is completely normal because what you're trying to do is teach yourself something entirely new. It's a huge undertaking. We plunge in thinking that, oh, I know what story I want to tell, and we get going on it, and then somewhere along the way we start hating it because it's just not coming out the way we wanted it to. Your biggest task is to get help. In addition to hiring other experts to help you, you can also refer to writing books. There are many really great writing books out there that you can refer to teach yourself the craft of writing. I would highly suggest books on story structure and blog posts on story structure. There's a lot of those out there too. The more you teach yourself about story structure, characterization, setting, all those things that you need to learn, the more that you'll find that your skills improve so that you can make that story a story that you love. If you're an experienced writer, meaning you have already published a book, or you at least have a couple of novels under your belt, maybe you haven't published one yet, but you're feeling more experienced, you've learned about story structure and all the other facets of story, and you've gone to workshops, you've gone to conferences, you've worked with editors, and you're starting to really understand this whole idea of writing stories. And you're working away on this story and you hate it. This is the second scenario. If you are this person, then there's 3 times when it's really normal for you to hate your writing. It's very easy to just get tuckered out to the point where our creative imaginations aren't responding the way we would like them to anymore. If you think that might be you, the ticket is to just take some time off. Go relax, try to unload this whole responsibility that you feel towards your writing and your platform. Find a time in the year when you can step away for at least 10 days would be ideal if you can, to restore yourself, and then you will come back and feel again that creativity that you need to be able to solve whatever problem is happening in your writing right now. The second time that this is normal for experienced writers is when you know the writing isn't working and you've gone back and you've checked several things and you can't find what the problem is. This happened to me on my latest novel, The Beached Ones. I got in the middle of it and I knew it wasn't working. I knew I needed to take a different approach, but I didn't know what approach to take. I didn't know what the story needed for it to flow the way I wanted it to. You're looking for a new solution, perhaps one you haven't tried before. Maybe the story needs to be told from a different point of view. Maybe your character needs to know less than they do right now, and then goes through a process of discovery through your story. Maybe you need to change the time frame of the story. There are so many things that could put the light bulb on for you in terms of this story and then finally make it work. Your job is to seek out those things. Maybe go read some other of your favorite books and see how they approach it. Go see a movie and see how they approach the story. Look at various methods of approaching the story that you're telling and how you might be able to change that or shift that to where it would open up this writer's block that's in front of you right now. The third time when hating your writing is normal for the experienced writer, and this can be the same for an inexperienced writer as well, is when you are allowing self-doubt to rule. This is very easy for all writers of all levels to do. You're starting to feel like this is never going to go anywhere, this is never going to be published, who am I to think I could be a writer? All those self-doubt feelings come up. If that's happening to you, just recognize that this has nothing to do with the quality of your work. When you are in the middle of working on a story, you are not in a place to judge it, no matter how much you may think you know that this is horrid. I know this from experience because I've been in the middle of the story many, many times and thought it was horrid and then gone on to get a publishing contract for that story. So keep in mind that while you're working, you are not allowed to judge it. You can only focus on how to tell it and how to finish it in the best way you possibly can. Reserve any sort of judgment until you have that story finished. Then put it away, let it sit for a while, then go back to it and you can fix whatever's wrong at that point. But you will probably be surprised that it actually came out better than you thought it was going to. If you're in the middle of a story, self-doubt is starting to talk to you, tell the self-doubt, I'm not listening to you right now. You need to go in the other room and be quiet because it's my job to finish this story. It's not my job to judge it. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and be sure to turn the notification on so that you'll get an alert the next time I release a video.